Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Rimworld Beta 18. So, after we were so aggressively destroyed by Randy, it's time for a new run. And this is going to be a somewhat vanilla run. Since the previous run, I've kind of decided that I'm going to be adding in some quality of life mods to any vanilla run that we run. So, they're only going to be things that impact things that are just really inefficient for us to do. So, for example, we do a lot of the vein mining ability. And actually, now that I think about it, I think allow tool actually implements that, so I'm going to deconstruct that. But we do a lot of these things where we've got this vein mine tool that allows us to mine all of a single vein, which we'd be doing anyway. It's just as we mine the things that are on the surface, we have to constantly come back to select them again. And Vein Miner essentially allowed us to just select one of the pieces of the vein, and it would allow the entire thing to be mined out. And that was just really efficient, and it was something we were going to do anyway. So I kind of felt that, you know, it's not really taking anything away from the vanilla experience. It's only really helping us out. So we've got the Hugslib mod to help us with a lot of this stuff as well. We've got Wanderer Stat. Wanderer Stat allows us to see if we've got any Wanderers that are just going to about join our colony. So not the ones that have been chased by pirates and tribespeople. If they do appear to our colony and want to join us, then this is kind of a little interview process to see whether or not they are capable of joining the colony. And it's kind of important that we have this mod actually because of the roleplay that we're going to be doing. And we'll get to that in a second, but the traits are actually quite important. Next is cleaning area as well, because I'm sure many of you people who have been playing Rimworld for long enough know that if you ever have somebody with a cleaning set to 1, it's very annoying when they leave the base to go clean the little bit of dirt on the other side of your defensive wall. So cleaning area allows us to set an area which any of our cleaners are pretty much going to focus on in its entirety. So we can essentially set every indoor area and every path to have a cleaning area to make sure that they're doing the only job that needs doing. So not cleaning dirt, for example, but just cleaning the dirt from inside people's bedrooms, kitchens, and all that jazz. We then got Quality Builder as well. I really do enjoy this mod. When it came to the Joy Room in the previous run, we were pretty much building 17 different beds in the same room just to make sure that we got a specific quality. This just allows us to set a minimum quality for anything that we build right off the bat. So I only have to set this once, and they'll deconstruct it if it doesn't meet the quality requirement that I have set. Prepare carefully as well is not something we're going to be using in this run, but it's going to be something that we use in normal runs from this point forward. It allows us to essentially fully customize every one of our colonists before we enter our run. In this particular case, the scenario that I've got set has already 100% guaranteed the stats that I need for each character. So Beta 18's new feature of having like 3 colonists but 8 to choose from is just going to allow us to essentially check which stats that we want to have in our team and just pick the best from the 8. And I think that's a lot more of a fun idea than just properly min-maxing our characters and making sure they're the best they can be. Next, we've got miniaturization as well. So some buildings like artwork and furniture and things like that can be reinstalled and uninstalled. Some things though, like workbenches, can only be deconstructed, and I find this particularly frustrating because it just feels like they can be reinstalled in a roleplay kind of sense. So like your cooking stove should be able to be moved, but it's not. Miniaturization enables that to be the case. So most of the workbenches, there's a lot of new objects in the game that are now enabled for reinstallation at different areas, and I think it's just a lot better. Finally, we've got Allow Tool. So Allow Tool is something that allows us to set hauling orders urgently. This, I do believe, from what I was reading of the mod, actually does have essentially Vein Miner built into it, which is why I've disabled it right now, because I forgot to do that before I hit the record button. But it allows you to do an allow all blanket command for everybody, so they'll take everything in an area, for example, and you can multi-select lots of stuff. It's just really nice to go with. So as far as our colony is concerned, we're going to be starting a new colony, and we're going to go with this custom start called the Hunger. So this is basically the crash landed scenario as far as all of the materials are concerned. One little difference is that we are going to be role-playing as Vampirates. So we're essentially a meat-eating colony. So instead of packaged survival meals, we're going to be starting with human meat. It's going to be real important as soon as we land that we need to build ourselves a fridge, otherwise this meat is going to rot away real quickly. The roleplay that we're going to be going with is essentially that anybody who enters our base is fair game as far as food is concerned. Our starting colonists have got a 100% chance to start with the trait Cannibal and Night Owl. So we get bonuses for eating human meat, for example, and we get a debuff for being awake during the day. As far as any non-player characters concerned as well, there's a 15% chance that they will start with the Cannibal trait, and that is the minimum requirement that we have for any colonist to join our group. So if they're not a cannibal, we cannot recruit them. That is the idea, which is why it's quite important for the Wanderer stat to allow us to see what the trait is, because if they're not a cannibal, then we can't take them. That's going to be the fun roleplay side of it. It's probably going to mean this is going to be a short run, because a 15% chance on every single person to be a relevant character prior to the fact of whether or not they're actually good or not is going to be a challenge, to say the least, but I think it's going to be a fun one nonetheless. So we're not going to be able to eat vegetables unless they are supplemented with human meat or meat in general. So the idea, I think, in most modern age scenarios as far as vampires are concerned, is that they can actually eat animals. So anything we eat has to have meat in it, but primarily it should be human meat. That's the role play, essentially. So starvation might actually be an issue. We'll have to see. Anyway, let's get into our colony selection. We're going to be going with Cassandra on rough, because I think it's already going to be difficult enough as it stands. And Cassandra is a nice little growth on there as well. She will pretty much slowly increase the difficulty for us as time goes on. That's going to be our seed. Okay, as far as our positioning is concerned, I'm not sure where we want to go. Somewhere where animals can spawn is probably the best idea. A nice trade spot would be okay as well. So that's like temperate forest. We could start around here. Maybe if we start here, we've got a dirt road that goes through and a river that runs through. I always enjoy the runs with rivers running through them. I think they're quite fun. The growing period is largely irrelevant because we're going to be using it only to supplement the meals that we're going to be eating. And slate, marble and sandstone seems perfectly fine for me. Disease frequency 1.3 per year. Animals can graze now. Yes. Summer temperature is reasonably hot. The average temperature is reasonable. The winter temperature not too cold at all. So it looks like it's going to be quite hot from time to time. But I think this position's quite good. We're close to a trade if we want to go do that. We might end up having to. We'll have to see. And we could always use the excess vegetables that we produce as well as a tradable resource as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so as far as our colonists are concerned, they're all going to start with the Cannibal and Night Owl trait, and the third one's just hopefully going to be good. Incapable of violence is automatically a throwaway. Get out. Incapable of intellectual and crafting, but you're a kind cannibal night owl. Interesting. Heart artery blockage. These are real bad. Okay, well, you're going to be kept because you've got nothing wrong with you, and you're actually reasonable in terms of certain skills. Cooking needs to be I think about 6 in order for us to make fine meals, which is, if we're going to be using vegetables to supplement our human meat, that's going to be the way that we do it. So something to keep in mind. It looks like you are the person who's actually keeping that cooking skill high. You're horrible, so I'm going to throw you out immediately. Fast Walker, you've got a 7 cooking skill with a burning passion, so you know what? You could probably be kept just because if it is 8, but I think it's 6, it shouldn't take you too long to actually cook for us. Let's see. Social skills are really good. Yeah, I think you're all fine. Oh, a psychopathic cannibal night owl with really good social skills. That's interesting. Everybody's got no real terrible health conditions except for Shintaro, so I think we want to be trading you out. You've got a wake-up addiction, but you are amazing. You're actually amazing. You're going to be having mental breaks left, right, and centre, though, but if we can survive that, then we've got maybe one of the best colonists from a start that I've ever seen in my entire life. And the rest of them are just real bad. So, yeah, Shintaro, get out. And we want Sammy in. So we've got Sammy, who is psychically dull, cannibal, night owl, incapable of a few irrelevant skills that don't really matter to us. We've got AJ, our psychopathic socializer, which is pretty good. We've got a pretty good fast-walking cannibal here as well in Townsend. And we've also got you. You're reasonably good. You've got a lot of passions in quite interesting skills. So those are going to be the guys that we're going to be going with. If you want to name them in the comments section below, let me know. Some themed names would be real good as well. So if you can think of some famous cannibals or vampires or evil people, then yeah, that'll go down well, I would say. But without further ado, let's get into the run, shall we? Okay, so let's get this going then, shall we? Immediately we need to refrigerate our food. So, let's get power going. 103, I'm just wondering which of these I should go for first. I suppose if we went wind turbine, we could have it going over the rich soil area, which is going to be fields anyway, so we're making the most of that space. So we'll have a wind turbine there. We'll get structures, and we'll make a tiny room for now, I think, and we'll expand it as we go. Because the problem is that we need this meat in a fridge, freezing in the next 2 days. Also, everybody needs to be equipped. Let's have a look. You are terrible at combat. You are worse at combat. You are great at combat. So you get the rifle. You're good at melee. And you're better at shooting, though. You take that, and then you're just downright awful at any kind of combat. So those are going to be our equipments. Right, as far as stockpiles go, we want a stockpile zone right here, and I'm just going to say, critically important, take food. And hopefully everybody should haul that. Let's get manual priorities sorted. We want firefighting. In fact, there's an easy way to do this. Deselect everything on somebody who's got everything. Go to paste so that they don't have anything. And then we want... Let's see, you're doctoring, hauling. Nope, and a bit of lag there. We want hauling to be done. Get that sorted right now. Copy, paste, paste, paste. And you're constructing number 1. What else do we need to do immediately? I think that's the immediate stuff. So I'm just going to get them to do that specifically. Yes, we have wood. Okay, so that's fine. We want to get this power done, so I'm going to get our best constructor, Sammy. Work on the power. You are going to work on building this for me. And so are you. the whole thing's reserved by him? That's a bit greedy. Alright, well, fine. Tell you what we'll do. We'll enable raw resources, wood, and then we'll get AJ to haul all the wood into that area right now. And that should, if I say haul urgently, should get everyone to do that. So, decent progress. We need also, in that area, we need ourselves a door. We'll put it there for now. We need temperature. We need a cooler to freeze the room. And we need a power line leading to it. Like that. That is our #1 priority, because we need that meat frozen and ready to go. We'll expand from there. We'll make like all of this our fridge and kitchen area or something like that. But for now, this is all we need. So it's all we're going to be doing. You, skill too low. Oh yeah, that's a thing now. Hauling wood. Hauling wood. No. Our constructor does not haul urgently. That would be Sammy. So do you guys get a nice buff for... Yeah, raw cannibalism. Would you look at that? Plus 20 for an entire day. That is pretty much the roleplay we are going for. I'm getting slightly worried by the amount that they're eating, that maybe this isn't actually going to last as long as we hoped. But, yeah, gotta start somewhere. Looks like we're going to have our fridge in no time at all, though. I do really appreciate that. Yeah, we started with 500, and we've got... How much left? 441. Actually, we've got a little bit more. It just seemed as though they were eating a lot. I also need to get this food out of the way of all of the animals as well. As you can see, they are hovering around my human meat. Stay away from my long pig, you evil, evil animals. Right. Set that down to -3, so we've got ourselves a frozen room. We then want to go and build ourselves a kitchen. I want a bit of a gap between the wall. I like that kind of thing so that we can repair it in its own weird way. Alright, so let's get that built. I'm going to put a door there. This is probably going to be our fridge, and we're going to convert this to be our kitchen. But for the time being, this is perfectly fine. Why have you got no power? Oh, this little bit has not been finished. How come you guys haven't finished it? Go work on it. There we go. Now we'll have frozen human meat. So the idea is, pretty much, when at all possible, we want to be getting ourselves human meat. So that involves murdering visitors, and any raiders we get, we'll put them immediately in the fridge ready for butchering, that kind of thing. We want to sort out some bedrooms, so let's go structure. Actually, do I want to rush stone cutting immediately? Because I always build wood, and then once I get to stone cutting, we'll take those because they're immediately available. I don't have any problems with grabbing food that's on the map. It's just any food that we actively try to produce has got to be human meat focused as part of the roleplay. So we'll take those icky, horrible tasting survival meals, which could have human meat in them. It doesn't say otherwise, so we're all good. The types of stone in the area. We've got sandstone. Seem to remember that being a big one. We got marble. So I guess sandstone is going to be our stone of choice as far as constructing our colony is concerned. Yeah, let's do sandstone. So I want to get our stone cutter's table. We've got miniaturization, so I can actually build this inside and reinstall it wherever I want at a later date. So I'm going to put it in there. And we're going to get working on that. And honestly, for the time being, We're going to have sleeping spots in here as well. Wonderful. Right, we want to wait for this to be done, actually, because we need at least one sandstone block in order to actually start building it out of it. This should actually be... Well, I'll let them build it and then I'll reinstall it here. It needs to be close to the door because we're going to be going in and out constantly, so that is the idea. Right, I guess now that we've got everything in, we're just going to do an allow all order so that we can haul everything indoors and everything that's currently degrading stops. Things like our medicine. We don't want that happening. So we'll make that order and get that sorted. Alright, roofing off our future fridge. There's room for expansion down here as well, so this kitchen, if it is inevitably too small, which it looks to be, we can extend it outwards. Can I reinstall this? No, I can't. Good to know. So maybe actually what we do is we build a wall down here and this becomes our kitchen area. Just so I don't have to deconstruct and waste resources on this area. So somebody work on that, please. That would probably be Sammy, I would have thought. Sammy should. Oh, need wood. Makes sense. Alright, well, we need an order for chopping wood. Go. Somebody on plant cutting then. Let's say you. Take you off of hauling urgently to get you started. I'll probably just between episodes I'll sort this out on my own. For now though, I'm just going to make sure that whatever I want doing immediately is getting done immediately. Just by making poor decisions as far as restrictions are concerned. So yeah, now we've chopped enough wood, we've got ourselves the table. I want to reinstall it over here because it's in the wrong place. I want an order for making sandstone to do forever because that is going to be the structure building material of choice. So I need somebody to do crafting. That's going to be you. Don't need any wood, so I'm going to take you off that. Build me a single sandstone block, please. He's done it. Okay, now we can go into architect structure and we can build out a sandstone. So, excuse me. Ugh. Nearly sneezed. I hate that. If you're going to sneeze, at least get it over with. 8x8 rooms are going to be the bedroom size of choice. We want 4 of them. There we go. And then doors on each of them. We've probably chopped down enough wood, I would imagine, to finish off 169. All of the wood doors for that, so that's good. Vitaly is going to be doing the sandstone blocks. Everybody else is going to be producing them. We also actually might need another order for wood because I'm going to make some beds. There we go. And these are going to be normal quality, at least. I'm not going to make big power quality orders for now. I just need to make sure that they're not awful so they don't have a debuff associated with them in any sense. And we might need a little bit more plant cutting, to be honest. So let's get Townsend. You chop the woods down for me. He's going to do it in the morning for us. That's fair enough. Problem. This is not a thing that should exist. We need stockpile zone. Boom. Copy settings, paste settings. And then this stops taking all, it just takes food. And this stops taking food. Because the door's been held open right now, which means this is spoiling slowly. Like, it is rotating between 12 and 6 days, so, I mean, we're fine in that regard, but... Let me get a haul urgently order on that. Actually, cancel that. Just haul urgently. This one here. Just because it'll close the door if we do that, and then we're fine. Wind turbines proving to be not quite the best choice of power. We need batteries, really, to have this be a suitable power source. Can you seriously haul that? Nobody else is doing it. Thank you. Let's see. So, if I go into power, we can move batteries. So, there's no issue there. Let's get a battery up in this corner, because I know I'm going to be running the power line up here anyway. So, I'll just run the power line up. And I'm going to say, forbid that, so you get this done. We need a battery. Sammy is producing superior beds for us. Wonderful. Can you stop doing that and actually do the important stuff? Thank you. There we go. Oh, already constructing. Good. Finish it then. There we go. So, once this wind turbine starts back up again, I guess maybe we want a second one. Just because this isn't working. Once it starts going, though, it should put some charge in the batteries, which will get this going. In theory. Here we go. So it should start freezing the room again. So our human meat should be good to go. We are going to need some hunting orders, because this human meat isn't going to last long enough, unfortunately. So let's get... Let's get some of the smaller animals in the area hunted. I don't want them fighting back so much. I say smaller animals. Large enough to actually have a decent yield for the time that we dedicate to it. So not squirrels and rats and things like that. But not large enough in herds like this as to maybe murderize us. So let's do that. Okay. And we should be able to unrestrict all of this now. Sammy's doing some decent jobs on the beds. She made one shoddy one, but she will deconstruct it. Because that is the rules. You need a normal bed. And honestly, I think I'm sleeping outdoors. What's the debuff of that as opposed to... Oh yeah, we're all night owls. We need to reassign our sleeping schedules. I forgot about that. What do you need it to be? Does it say that? It says here, I think. We need to be awake from 23 to 6. Okay. So from 23... No, that can't be right. It was the other one wanted. Mood bonus if awake at night from 23 to 6. 11 while 6 is the actual one. Is that... Yeah, that's 8 hours for... Yeah, okay. That's good. So, switch that over. We're all night owls now. I think everybody's just going to go straight to bed, which is annoying, but we do need to reset our body clocks and all that. So as to not get this horrible sleeping during the... awake during the day debuff. I think... If it is... it's 18 right now, so in about an hour they'll get back up again. A herder is visiting the colony. Oh, you poor fool. You poor, poor fool. Well, come on over. Come visit the colony. Alright then. Make yourself at home. Let us surround you with love. You've got a shiv. Alright, she's threatening me. Get her. Okay. Stabbed with a shiv and shot. Dead in 12 hours. Who was the person who shot AJ in the heart? Oh wow. That's a bad shot there, Townsend. I feel like you should maybe put the gun down. Okay, well, undraft everybody. Everybody should be patient 1 as well. Yeah, that's sorted. You eat your meat, so you get a nice buff. You get a debuff, don't you, for eating raw food? Yeah, -7, but you get +20 for raw cannibalism. So it probably balances out that if you cook the meat, you don't get that debuff, but you get less of a raw cannibalism buff, I would say. As for our doctor, Sammy, get ready to tend. Go, go, go. We should have taken more time, really, to line up our shots, because honestly, lining up a melee unit is completely unnecessary. So this should actually take corpses. Put the corpses in there, please. And haul urgently. And haul urgently. We'll take your pemmican as well. Yet again, an unspecified meat in there. No. Not happening. Haul. There we go. We've got a frozen corpse ready to butcher at some point. So we're keeping our... You keep failing the crap out of that bed, unless you've not deconstructed it yet. Not quite sure. But either way, get good, scrub. Might as well shoot this... Shoot some of these animals, since they are in close proximity, to be honest. And you. Let's leave that as that. Honestly, never been fussed about that mechanic. You can call it whatever you want. We can call it our own personal hell, if you like. There we go. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end off the episode right here. In the next episode, we're probably going to finish off our kitchen area. Hopefully our bedrooms will get sorted as well, so we can convert this into a proper fridge. Or this into a proper fridge and this into a kitchen here. Something like that. And yeah, we'll work on that. I do hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, then be sure to like and subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll also get notifications when I release new videos. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.